Hi everyone, my name is Kylie. I'm going to be presenting Perseus to you. So I chose early to mid-December to see Perseus, and this is from the Cadillac area in Michigan. So if you look north and go directly up, you'll see Cassiopeia, and then if you just look towards the northeast, you'll see kind of a pretty bright star, and that is Myrfak. And that's the brightest star in Perseus. And then you kind of see this is one way that Perseus is depicted when it's drawn out. So there are four brightest stars that I chose for Perseus. Algol, and that's Beta Persei. It's 92.82 light years away, and it's a blue dwarf. And then here, if you go down to Myrfak, that's actually the brightest star in Perseus. Many people know the Algol, but Myrfak is actually the brightest star. And Myrfak is 506.45 light years away. It's a yellow-white supergiant. And then Gorgania Tertia and Atik, and those are a red giant and a blue supergiant. And then I did include Epsilon Persei just because that was one of the brighter stars in this constellation. So I chose four deep space objects in Perseus. The first one is NGC 1023, and that's actually a lenticular galaxy, which you'll find right there. And if I just go to my speaker's notes here, it's about 50,000 light years across, and it's 34 million light years away from Earth, so it's pretty far away. And then here, if you go to NGC 1499, that's the California Nebula. You can find that right down here. And for reference, this is Myrfak, just to give you an idea of where we're at. So NGC 1499 is about 100 light years long, which is not as long as the first one, as the lenticular galaxy. Menkib is the brightest star in it, with a temperature of about 37,000 degrees Kelvin. And then number 3 is a spiral cluster. It's M34. It only contains about 100 stars, and actually it's one of the nearest objects to Earth, with a diameter of 14 light years, and it's relatively young as far as space. It's only between 200 and 250 million years old, so that's not very old. And then number 4 here is a barred spiral galaxy, and that is 165 million light years away, and it's got a redshift of 0.01210. And then finally, this is Perseus, and this is the head of Medusa, and the story behind it is that Perseus' grandfather was told in a prophecy that Perseus was going to kill him, and so he banned Perseus and Perseus' mother, his daughter, to an island far, far away. And then eventually on that island, his mom caught the attention of the main king on the island, and the king decided that the best way to get rid of Perseus was to go tell him to get the head of Medusa. And the story of Medusa is that when you look in Medusa's eyes, you turn to stone. So he figured that Perseus would not make it back. So Perseus went to get Medusa's head. He got there, he fought Medusa and won. But on the way back, he actually encountered Andromeda, and she was about to be eaten by a sea monster. And this is Andromeda right here, right next to Perseus. And he promised her parents that he would save her. Her parents being Cassiopeia and Cepheus, queen and king. He promised that he would kill the monster, and if he did kill the monster and save their daughter, then he would get to marry Andromeda. And he did end up saving her, and they ended up getting married. He returned to the island with Medusa's head, and saved his mother. After that, he used it to turn everyone to stone, including the king that sent him away. So Andromeda, Perseus, and Perseus' mother then set out to make amends with his grandfather. Along the way, Perseus stopped to compete in games, which were to honor his father, who was Zeus, who's a very, very well-known god, but his father was Zeus, and so he stopped to honor him at the games. He threw a discus, and as he threw that discus, he actually struck and killed an old man, which turned out to be his grandfather. So the prophecy was still fulfilled, even after all that time of trying to be sent away. So, and I got most of my information from Stellarium. But if you wanted to check out the deep space objects, I got a few of them here. And then the Greek mythology. Mine was kind of a Cliff Notes version, but if you wanted to read more into that, it was right there.